Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy AniZ with What If Naruto Was Arceus' Jinchuriki Part 7. So we last left off with Naruto beating Gaara, and then he, Mito and Yariko left the village because the Leaf Village tried to force them to do missions and oppress them. After that we saw Naruto, Mito and Yariko quit being Leaf Ninjas after Sakura, Memma and Hinata blamed Naruto for Sasuke's defection. So let's begin. Naruto, Yariko and Mito were currently sealing all the Namikaze scrolls away, all the money, all the valuables, everything into their scrolls. When they were done, they put explosives everywhere as they left the compound. It was night, so no one knew. Boom! A giant explosion woke up the village as Naruto used this chance with the girls to escape. Both Naruto, Mito and also Yariko winced as they saw their family house destroyed. Yariko patted Naruto on the head as they flew to the rain village. When they arrived there, they saw the 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 tails have already been captured and also put into the statue, the Tento statue, leaving only the 2 and 8 tails and also the 9 tails to be captured. Naruto, Yariko, Mito, so good that you can drain us. I presume you weakened the leaf enough for our plans to be done without any problems, Pain says. The Leaf Village has been weakened. This will make other villagers see it as an opportunity to become stronger by attacking them, and we can use this war to catch the jinchurikis off guard, Naruto says, as Yariko stepped up. Now Pain, tell me where mine and Naruto darling's room is, Yariko says, making Naruto blush as Zetsu escorted them to their rooms. The male half of the Akatsuki looked at Naruto with jealousy as a scream of pain was heard from Pain when Conan stomped on his foot and pulled his ear. Stop looking at her like that. And that goes for the rest of you perverts, she says, before Mito looks at the men with disgust. But Conan-senpai, Yariko-sama is so hot, Toby says, as he screams in pain when Mito kicked him in the balls. Don't look at my sister-in-law like that, you disgusting Uchiha, Mito says, as her Nine-Tails eyes activated. As Toby yelled, Clanist, and ran behind Deidara as he hugged his leg. Deidara-senpai, protect me from that demon, he says as Deidara threw him at Mito, who was angry at Obito for disrespecting her sister-in-law and calling her demon, as she walked up to him. So, Uchiha, it's time you learnt your place, Mito says, as she went up to Toby, who was screaming in terror as she came closer and closer. Deidara-senpai, help me, Toby yelled. When Mito got close, she started to beat on him over and over, as the Akatsuki members finally learnt fear for the first time, as the only thing that was heard throughout this rain village was screams of Toby in pain and anguish. Mito left to her room as she told everyone that if anyone helps Toby, they'll be next. So the Akatsuki members quickly rushed to their rooms, leaving Toby bleeding out. Even Zetsu ran away, as everyone was scared apart from Conan. But Conan didn't care about Toby, so she left him there. That pervert deserved it, as Toby was in his blood, a pile of his blood, so she left him begging to help him, because of his located limbs and clawed body and other wounds. Back with Naruto. Naruto was currently on top of Yariko, as the two was engaging in bedtime sparring. When Mito walked into the room, Yariko was moaning Naruto's name. Naruto, do you want to? What the hell are you? I'm so sorry, Mito says as she runs out. It's so big. Oni-chan is so big, she thought, as she saw her older brother Memma when he was naked, and he was tiny, even tinier than her pinky finger, even tinier than her thumb. In fact, it was so tiny that it was a 1-incher, but Naruto's was a giant. I guess Naruto Oni-chan took all of the size, he says. I think we scarred her, Naruto says, as Yariko chuckles. Well, she needs to learn about it anyways, and she's gonna have to get ready and learn if she wants to do it with her man, Yariko says. No, never. Nobody is allowed to touch her. No man will ever touch my sister, and no other man will ever touch my daughter either, Naruto says, as Yariko found Naruto's overprotectiveness cute. Now then, Naruto, pound me, she says, as Naruto and Yariko resumed their session. The Akatsuki members were kept up for the rest of their week. The male members were jealous, while Conan and Mito, well, let's just say they spent time the week in the bedroom fingering themselves. A week later, Naruto and Yariko had entered to see the Akatsuki males with bags under their eyes, while the females had a unsatisfied look on their face as they were all glaring at them. Why are you so angry? Naruto asked obliviously as Kasami exploded. You two need to learn silencing seals. You kept us awake, idiot. And how did you last a week? Kasami says. Sorry, I don't give my secrets, but I wasn't even trying. I could easily go more than a week, Naruto says, truthfully, as his oblivious nature showed. Anyways, we're getting off track, Naruto says. Naruto. You and Yariko ought to go to the cloud and capture the 2 and 8 tails, Pain says. Very well, Naruto says, as the two got ready to leave. Naruto, darling, let's get ready, but we need to leave in a few hours. I'll get some food in case you're hungry. Oh, and some clothes in case you get dirty. Well, we get dirty, she says, while we do our activities, Yariko added on, as Yariko says that Naruto chuckles. Lucky bastard, he gets that goddess for himself, the male Akatsuki member said. Oh yeah, and Toby, was it? You ugly and disgusting Uchiha. No wonder you hide your face behind the mask. I mean, you Uchihas are naturally ugly and emo looking. No girl would ever want to be with you, and I would never be with you. You're ugly, and you're Uchiha. Not even the Genjutsu Infinite Tsukuyomi will fix that. I will never love an Uchiha, Yariko says, as Toby cries into Deidra's arm. Deidra senpai, she said I was ugly, Toby says. A few hours later, Naruto came to see Yariko with tons of ramen being sealed into her scrolls. Yariko then comes to Naruto and hugs him, as the two hold on to each other and they fly away. The two finally make it to the cloud village, as Yariko creates a giant black bowl and throws it at the village, destroying the gate. As they walked in, thousands of cloud shinobi bodies were littered on the ground. Bring us Killer Bee and Yugito or die, Naruto says, as they again run to find them. Eventually the two came with the Raikage. Akatsuki scum, how dare you attack us, the great cloud village, Raikage says, as both Naruto and Yariko chuckled, before Naruto uses teleport to teleport in front of Raikage and then hits him with a thunder wave, paralyzing him. What did you do to me? Why can't I move? I demand you let me go and let me move, Raikage yelled, trying to move. You can't move. Now surrender your jinchuriki to us and we will leave, or else the death count is on your conscience, Naruto says. Never, you dirty scum, Yugito says as she appears out of nowhere and she charges at Naruto, but a pissed off Yariko intercepts her by catching her hand and flipping her over before kicking her back, which sent her into the sky. She then appeared in front of Yugito, floating, who was still falling, as she punched Yugito in the stomach, knocking her out. Yugito, no, Killer Bee says as he rushed to help by trying to attack Yariko, but Naruto kicked him away in an instant with teleport and a high jump kick. As Killer Bee was sent flying, Killer Bee then began to transform into his 8 tails mode. Bee threw a punch with Gyuki's tentacles, but Naruto caught it. But suddenly a crimson aura Yariko was seen, as she kicked Killer Bee, sending him flying away until he transformed. How dare you use tentacles on my Naruto darling? You dare try to do tentacle rape on my Naruto darling? Yariko says. Yariko-chan, it's my turn to fight, Naruto says, pouting as Yariko found that cute, and instantly her aura disappeared. But she glared at Killer Bee one last time, who promised never to use the tentacles mentally because he was scared, as she gave Naruto the Oki to fight. So you are back, boy. It's a good thing that scary woman isn't fighting me, Bee says, as he transforms into his 8 tails, but then it was destroyed as he saw Naruto in front of him. Unknown to him, Naruto had used extreme speed as well as cut to cut his busy body, as Naruto then used sleep powder, which made Bee fall asleep, as both Naruto and Yariko grabbed the jinchurikis. Farewell, Raikage, next time, hopefully you can provide a fight, Naruto says with Bee in his hands, while Yariko had Yugito in hers, as the two flew out. The two flew at top speed towards the Akatsuki base, and within seconds, they were at the base. Naruto then placed Killer Bee on the altar, while Yariko did the same to Yugito, as both Naruto and Yariko with the high chakra levels were able to instantly remove the tailed beast, as Pain sealed them into the statue. Now all they needed was the 9 tails. Good work, Naruto, Yariko, Pain says, as they both just waved them off as they went to their room, as then the Akatsuki males, actually the whole Akatsuki members, heard the sounds of the nightmares. Oh, Naruto-kun, Yariko moaned, as the Akatsuki was despairing because they would have nightless sleeps once more. A month later, Naruto and Yariko had just gone out of their room. After Naruto had done Yariko for a month straight, Naruto avoided a sudden attack from Deidara before Deidara suddenly found himself in pain as he screamed out in pain before his body was turned to ash. "That's what you deserve for trying to hurt my Naruto darling," Yariko says, as everyone was shocked at how fast she killed him. She killed him, Sasuke says in fear. "You tried to kill my Naruto darling, so I killed him. Have a problem with that, grunt?" Yariko says, as the Akatsuki members were too scared to even say anything, so they quickly moved topics, not wanting to die. Pain then explained how they were going to attack the Leaf for the Ninetales. "Naruto, that Itachi, still working for the Leaf Village. He's undercover, I can sense it," Arceus says in his head. Naruto got angry as he followed Itachi after the meeting, with Yariko secretly following Naruto. As Naruto saw Itachi summon a crow and tell it to give a little note to the Leaf Village, but when the bird took off, it was quickly struck down by a thunder. "So Itachi, you thought you could warn that miserable village? Finally, I can kill Uchiha. They're the reason my parents were murdered. But your Sharingan, I think I will take it. I mean, it's the best way to make Sasuke suffer. After I kill you, it will serve as proof that I killed you, as then it will show Sasuke that I've taken away everything he's ever wanted. I have Yariko-chan, and I've also taken away his goal of killing you." Naruto says, "Naruto, you can't. Our home is the Leaf, and Sasuke needs to redeem the Uchihas," Itachi says, of desperation, as Naruto starts to laugh. "Redemption? There's no redemption for your filthy, disgraceful clan. The only redemption he and your clan will be getting is in hell, and the Uchihas shall never be restored. That's not happening. I'll make sure of that. They took away my parents," Naruto says. "Don't speak of my clan that way, you bastard, you dirty demon. You dare oppose the Leaf, the greatest village. I've been waiting to beat you since I heard what you did to the Leaf and what you did to Sasuke. I was the one that put a genjutsu on Deidara to kill you. You are a threat to the Leaf and you must be disposed of, Itachi says. As Naruto got mad, Itachi activated his Mangekyo and said Amaterasu as black flames went to Naruto. "Protect," Naruto says, as he was protected from the flames as they dispelled eventually, because protect destroyed the flames. "Secure me," Itachi says, as Naruto used extreme speed to get out of range, as Naruto used close combat, punching Itachi all over as he started to bleed as he dropped to his leg. "Look at you, filthy Uchiha, in a position that suits you, kneeling before an Uzumaki. You dare stand against my revenge. Your dirty blood ties. Your dirty clansmen dare kill my mother, my father," Naruto says as he stomps on Itachi's face, reshaping it, making him bleed even more. "I won't give up. Susanoo," Itachi says as he rushed at Naruto with his half-body Susanoo. As Naruto catches it before he uses a fire blast, sending it back. "Is that all?" Naruto says with disappointment, while Itachi, of anger and frustration and also his mind being broken, kept on slashing at Naruto, who only blocked with a finger. "Disable," Naruto says, as he used the Pokemon move Disable, which disabled the Susanoo as Itachi dropped out. Naruto then ripped out Itachi's eyes before using a flamethrower to burn his body. After that, Zetsu had implanted the eyes into Naruto. However, what happened next shocked the Zetsu as the Sharingan morphed into a Rinnegan before it took the form of a internal Mangekyo Sharingan. As Zetsu smiled, "You really are a prodigy. Sister chose well," Zetsu said to himself. We now see Naruto, Yariko and the Akatsuki, the remaining Akatsuki, standing outside the rebuilt Leaf Village. "It's time for my revenge. Leaf, you shall now face the judgment," Naruto says as Pain hovers above the village. "Shinra Tensei," Pain says. But guys, that's all for today. Peace.